Welcome to the Cosmic Chosen Channel. You were never meant to know. That was their first mistake. Because the most dangerous soul alive is the one who no longer asks for permission to exist. And that's you. You're not just surviving in their matrix. You're undoing it, one silent step at a time. And the Reptilian Alliance, they saw it coming. That's why they didn't just target you. They went for the root, your father, the original carrier of the divine code, the one whose power flows through your bloodline like fire through copper. They didn't eliminate him. They locked him away, hidden in realms most humans will never touch. Why? Because together, you two were the undoing. A force that couldn't be controlled, decoded, or erased. And now that you're waking up, your silence is louder than their entire network's noise. You don't lash out, you vibrate out. You move differently. You intimidate without speaking. Your presence alone is a cosmic verdict. Your time is up. And they feel it. Every time you enter a room, the illusion shakes. Your light exposes their shadows. Your breath disturbs their control, and they panic because they know you're getting closer to the truth. The one where your father isn't gone, just hidden, but not for long, because you, chosen one, were born not just to break the curse, but to unlock the cell they never wanted you to find. First of all, your energy is erratic. You are impenetrable because of your unexpected energy. People are afraid of you because they don't know what to anticipate from you. You may go from being serene and concentrated, working on your objectives in silence, to becoming a hurricane, destroying barriers as if they never existed. It's deliberate unpredictability, not anarchy. You have a purpose to your movements that is so clear that it surpasses any expectations others may have of you. They are irritated by your inability to be pinned down, which is what makes you so deadly. They are unsure about whether to try to stop you, appreciate you, or be afraid of you. Additionally, individuals are unable to organize their assault because they are unable to foresee your next action. The fact that you don't follow a script means that you're constantly 10 steps ahead. You're already creating something larger while they're busy getting ready for a battle. Your energy changes when it has to, which keeps people on edge. You change, you grow, and you appear when it counts most, in ways they never expected. Because of this, your detractors flee, not just from you, but also from their incapacity to comprehend or manage you. It's not only about surprising other people, it's also about surprise yourself. You push boundaries, enter previously unexplored areas, and accomplish feats people believed were unattainable. You're out there burning up the globe while others remain in their comfort zones. You are unstoppable because you are the wild card in a world with many rules. People like you aren't meant to exist, which is why they have never seen someone like you. Despite everything, you remain a live, breathing paradox that leaves everyone unsure of whether they fear or adore you. They can't take their eyes off it. Second, you don't fit into any category. Your strength comes from your refusal to conform to labels. People are trying to put you in a box that makes sense to them and categorize you, but you won't make it that simple. For their one-dimensional definitions, you are too complicated, too multi-layered, and too dynamic. They find it disturbing because you are an enigma that defies explanation in a society where labels provide solace and clarity. They attempt to describe you as too much, too little, too loud, and too quiet. But none of it is memorable. You breach the rules one day and then completely rewrite them the next. You're the one who does what feels right rather than what's convenient and laughs in the face of expectations. People feel uncomfortable with that level of independence because they aren't used to it. They see you as a mirror reflecting all of the things they hope they could be. Your failure to fit in puts their entire worldview at risk. You're not here to make people feel comfortable, but they need you to stay in one lane because it's simpler for them to handle. You are here to develop, change, and go beyond what you previously believed was possible. Their perplexity is evidence that you're playing a greater game, not a burden. They can't foresee you, which is what makes you dangerous. You are everything. You are not just one thing. They are afraid that your consistency is linked to your development rather than their standards, which is why you aren't constant as they would want. People will either try to label you or flee from you because they are afraid of things they don't comprehend. In any case, you're too busy living fully and truly to give a damn about whatever box they're trying to fit you into. Therefore, it doesn't matter. Your greatest strength is that you are unstoppable. Third, you make vicious comebacks. What makes you unique is the brutality of your comebacks. You don't just get back up after being thrown to the ground by life or your detractors. Rather, you rise like a natural force, stronger and more resolute than before. It's about proving oneself correct, not about getting even or proving anyone else wrong. You react to setbacks with action, development, and a degree of tenacity that leaves others speechless, not with sympathy or justifications. You're dangerous because you don't stay down. You take every setback, every insult, and every defeat, and use it as motivation. You're already planning your next move, while others are moping in defeat. You let your success be the loudest, most indisputable answer, rather to wasting time defending yourself or debating with others who disbelieve you. Silence like that is deafening. Long after you've moved on, your detractors still think about it. You don't make passionate comebacks. You make calculated ones. You behave precisely. You don't act in rage or despair. Every action you do is purposeful, and every triumph serves as a reminder to those who had doubts about you that they were wrong. The fact that you returned, as well as how you accomplished it, is what most frightens them. You don't simply recover, you change. In actuality, they are unable to accept that nothing, not your own shortcomings, not their ideas, and not even their attempts to undermine you, can destroy you. It serves as a warning to anyone stupid enough to get in your way every time you get up. Your comebacks are about dominating, not simply about surviving. You are unstoppable because you flourish rather than merely recuperate. Fourth, your genuineness intimidates because you present yourself as who you are, without apology, without a mask, without a filter, without a phony grin. But with the unvarnished truth, you terrify with authenticity. Such honesty is uncommon and frightening to many. You stand out like a flaming inferno in the dark, in a world full of individuals who are concealed behind meticulously constructed facades. It's because you've made the decision that being authentic is unavoidable, not because you're attempting to be different. Not only does your genuineness set you apart, but it also deeply disturbs others. They have to face their own anxieties, falsehoods, and masks as a result. You upend the shaky reality they've constructed around acting like someone they're not when you arrive completely as yourself. Although you don't mean to cause people discomfort, your very presence does just that. The fact that you don't look for acceptance is what makes you so dangerous. You don't shape yourself to fit in or conform to social norms. Since most people lack it, this independence and the guts to be who you are is frightening. They simultaneously dread it, despise it, and envy it. You don't play by the rules they've been taught, thus they can't control you. Some people find your rawness alluring, while others find it repulsive, but it's indelible. People either shun you or respect you because they don't know how to handle someone who doesn't pretend to be someone they're not. However, you've come to the realization that true power comes from living your truth. Therefore, you don't care how people react. You have no one to prove yourself to. You've already won by being who you truly are. Fifth, you pose a danger to mediocrity. Your refusal to accept anything less than brilliance makes you a threat to mediocrity. Others are occupied with accepting good enough, while you're out there striving for more, pushing higher, and shattering limits they were unaware existed. In addition to pushing the boundaries of what is feasible, your desire reveals the complacency of people around you, which may be a harsh pill for some. Your presence serves as a continual reminder to others of their own potential, which they have chosen to overlook. They are forced to face the reality that they have given up when they witness you working hard, creating, and succeeding. They've rationalized that it's not worth it, too difficult, or too dangerous. It hurts, though, when you enter and prove them incorrect simply by being who you are. You are live evidence that the justifications they give are really a front for fear, because you question the current quo, and consequently, those who have made it their home. Mediocrity hates ambition. Your drive serves as an unavoidable mirror for them, reflecting back their lack of effort, unmet expectations, and ambitions they gave up on. They despise the version of themselves they have decided to bury, not you. The problem is that you don't do it for them. You're not working hard to diminish other people. By not letting life pass you by without giving it your all, you're pursuing your own potential. They are terrified of failing, and it is not your fault that they feel threatened. You're not just ambitious, you're unstoppable, and that type of drive is frightening to settled people. Sixth, you use suffering as a weapon. People are startled by the way you weaponize suffering. What might break someone else simply makes you sharper. Pain makes you stronger, not weaker. Each failure, betrayal, and disappointment adds another brick to the wall you're building. It's not that you don't feel pain, rather, you've learned to manage it. You've made your best ally out of what others dread. You don't simply get back up after being knocked down by life. You get back up stronger, wiser, and more hungry. You employ the lessons you learned from the fight to reach new heights. While others look on, expecting the agony to stop you, it really helps you move forward. When they witness your stumble, they believe you're done. But they later discover that you've utilized the setback as fuel to start a larger fire. They are frightened by your unwavering resilience. How you persevere when others would have given up long ago is beyond their comprehension. It serves as a constant reminder of their own limits if you refuse to give up. What they lack, the capacity to persevere, adjust, and flourish. They see in you. They know they can't break you no matter how hard they try, which is what makes you so deadly. Pain is your teacher, not your adversary. It energizes your ambition, strengthens your attention, and increases your strength. You are unstoppable because you use it to motivate yourself, while others let it to immobilize them. You grow more dangerous the harder life strikes, since, to you, suffering isn't the end, but rather the start of your next big discovery. Seventh, you reinterpret the guidelines. You don't accept constraints that don't make sense to you. Therefore, you reinvent the rules. You question everything, while others just do as they are told. Why? because you are able to see past appearances. You know that the rules were made by people who are no more intelligent than you, and you don't mind breaking them, or better yet, changing them completely if they don't suit your needs. Rebelling for the sake of rebelling is not your goal. This is about making something better, not about rebellion or establishing a point. You reject the system because it is out of date, inefficient, or just not designed for someone with your level of desire, not because you are irresponsible. Instead of taking what is given to you, you design your own plan because you see openings where others perceive barriers. Because it upsets their sense of order, this frightens individuals. Even if regulations keep them stuck, most individuals feel comfortable obeying them. However, because you alter the game rather than merely following it, you pose a threat. You don't give up or compromise when the system doesn't work for your objectives. Instead, you find another method. By doing this, you demonstrate to others that the boundaries they have accepted are only delusions. It's about evolution, not about disdaining tradition. You realize that change is necessary for progress. Therefore, you don't hesitate to defy the status quo. And although some may perceive your strategy as bold or even dangerous, they know in their hearts that you are correct. Not only are you paving your own way, but you're also establishing a new benchmark for everyone else by refusing to accept the established norm. That's leadership, not resistance. Eighth, you are evidence that authority is quiet. Because you have perfected the art of presence, you are evidence that power is silent. You don't have to make a big show of coming in or say anything. The energy changes as you enter a room. People notice you because of your aura, which naturally attracts attention, rather than because you're loud. You exude a subtle intensity that gives everything around you a sharper sense of purpose, concentration, and vitality. You naturally radiate approval and appreciation. You don't look for it. You don't have to push your way into talks or show your authority, which is what makes this so effective. Your presence speaks for itself. You don't need dramatics or loudness. It's how everyone automatically adjusts to your presence, how the place appears to match your energy, and how everyone learns to respect your personal space. You've come to a place where people will respect you just for being who you are. The rarity of this type of power makes it frightening. Most individuals believe that in order to be heard, they must yell, compete, or prove themselves. You've discovered that genuine strength is inherent and doesn't require promotion. Long after you have left the room, people will still remember your calm assurance. You've already left your imprint, while others are occupied with attempting to be heard or noticed. You've shown the world that true strength doesn't have to shout. It can be heard whispering and, in its quiet, commands respect that no other object can. The ninth is something you cannot see. Because your dreams are so bold that they go beyond what most people think is achievable, your vision is unattainable. You're thinking beyond the horizon, whereas most people are confined to their comfort zones, dreaming little, and contenting themselves with what's secure. Your objectives are so intimidating to those who are unable to look above their own constraints because they are not simply huge. They are enormous, audacious, and wild. Your goals are like a far-off galaxy that they will never be able to achieve. The size you're dealing with and the depth of possibilities you're pursuing are beyond their comprehension. You're out here changing entire sectors and redefining success itself, not just striving to be successful in one thing. You're creating a future that doesn't even exist yet, leaving behind legacies that will outlive you. They can only gaze at you with wonder and dread, because they are unable to see what you see. People who are scared to take chances or venture into the unknown cannot relate to your dreams. They are uncomfortable because your vision doesn't fit inside their tidy, cozy confines. But that's precisely the point to you. You dream because your potential is limitless, not to get approval from others or to blend in. You are a force they can't really comprehend because you show them realms they can't even fathom. Your desire to realize your goal is only strengthened by the perception that it is unattainable. You are motivated by the challenge and the excitement of knowing that your aspirations will always be too great for the world around you, not by how difficult it may seem to others. And you're already shaping the future while they're doubting. The 10th tip is to entice rather than chase. Opportunities don't just present themselves to you, they are drawn to you instead. They are pulled to your energy whether they want it or not, whether they are people, opportunities, or even adversaries. Everything that is in line with your goal and purpose is drawn to you, and it is hard to duplicate that type of attraction. You don't have to work hard or plead for what's really yours, which is what makes this so potent. You've discovered that the greatest things happen when you present yourself as your strongest, most genuine self, not when you chase them down. Without you even trying, the appropriate people and circumstances come into your life because of how magnetic your energy is. People are drawn to you because of your unmistakable presence, not because you are trying to get attention. Even your adversaries can't help but enter your orbit, so it's not simply the good things that draw you in. It's not that you want them there. Rather, your confidence, power, and success make them feel little, which makes them either confront you or run away in terror. Again, though, you don't chase them either. Rather, they are drawn to you because you embody everything that they are unable to: your perseverance, your progress, and your vision. The good news is that you now know the trick. Your energy generates motion on its own. You only need to continue growing, shining, and drawing in all that is meant for you. You don't need to strive for what you deserve. Those who are supposed to be a part of your path will find their way in, and the others will follow. Neither you nor them can withstand your attraction. 11th, you raise a mirror. Whether you want to or not, you hold up a mirror. When you succeed, people are forced to confront aspects of themselves that they would want to avoid. They're upset with what you stand for, not with you. The distance between where you are and where they are is revealed by every action you take, every objective you achieve, and every limit you push. They cannot tolerate the fact that your presence draws attention to their own inertia. You expose people just by being themselves, even if you're not intending to do so. For individuals who are too scared to test their own boundaries or pursue their own goals, the reality is unsettling. Their justifications seem insincere in light of your accomplishments. When you show them how far they've fallen short of their own potential, they can't stand the mirror you hold up to their lives. They detest the reminder that they've resorted to mediocrity, not your accomplishment. They attack you because they are afraid of facing their own unrealized potential and lost possibilities. You have come to represent all that they are capable of, yet refuse to become. They find you uncomfortable because you're a live example of what can happen when you don't settle for complacency. Your development compels others to examine their own decisions, anxieties, and lack of drive. They despise who you have become because it contradicts everything they have persuaded themselves to be sufficient. In actuality, though, you have no control over their emotions. You merely choose to live your truth. You didn't ask to upset people. Your success comes from pushing yourself to a level they can't yet achieve, not from putting them down. and that mirror will continue to reflect back the reality they would want to ignore, as long as you continue to grow. 12. You are the hero in your narrative and the villain in theirs. You are dangerous, unpredictable, and a threat to all that others have constructed because they don't understand you. In their perspective, your achievement is a challenge to their own mediocrity, and they cast you as the adversary in the story they have written about the world. But you don't want to explain yourself because you're too busy creating your own mythology that no one will ever forget, and you're not here to fit into anybody else's story. You've discovered that not everyone will understand you if you strive for excellence. Actually, the majority of people will misinterpret what you're doing, think you're cocky or pushy, or think you're someone who gets in the way of their comfort zone. In actuality, though, you don't care about their misunderstandings. Since you are aware that they are unable to see the wider picture, they are free to call you anything they like. You're not here to win their approval. Rather, you're here to create something enduring that will last long after their views change. You are the hero of your own tale. Yet, to others, you may be a villain. You are the one who dares to dream big, who challenges the odds, and who won't settle. Every obstacle they put in your way, and every difficulty you encounter, only contribute to the legend you are building. You're too concentrated on making something that will inspire future generations to care about anybody else's approval. You know the truth, so let them see you as the bad guy. They'll look back and see that they were merely supporting roles in your tale, which is just getting started, and you're the hero. 13th, their cries are drowned out by your quiet. You've learned to let your actions speak for you, so your quiet is louder than their cries. You remain silent when others yell, criticize, or attempt to undermine you, not because you are incapable of responding, but rather because you are not required to. The impact is indisputable, and your results speak for themselves. You've discovered that you don't need to use words to prove yourself, and nothing silences a crowd like undeniable success. Haters love being noticed. Their goal is to elicit a response from you. They propagate their doubts, shout their viewpoints, and try to ensnare you in their mayhem. However, their strength vanishes when you don't participate. They are irritated by your lack of response since it prevents them from enjoying your flinch. Rather, you direct your energy in the direction of advancement, development, and accomplishing goals they can only imagine. The goal is to outpace them, not to ignore them. You're busy creating something they can't touch while they're busy talking about you. And their comments become meaningless as soon as the results start to come in. They then understand that your quiet was a tactic rather than a sign of weakness. Their noise didn't matter since you were too far ahead, concentrated and purposeful. Quiet assurance like this is uncommon and unnerving. People aren't used to someone who doesn't need to quarrel or seek approval. Your strength is seen in your capacity to remain calm as they fall apart. They can shout all they want, but ultimately, what will be heard is your triumph. And you will stand tall, unconcerned, and triumphant as the dust settles, leaving them with nothing but their own meaningless noise. You stand as a monument to what occurs when you refuse to settle, to conform, and to apologize for your existence in a world full of noise, mediocrity, and fear. Everything you deserve is drawn into your circle by your enthusiasm, passion, and sincerity, so you don't need to run after opportunities, respect, or approval. Their cries are less strong than your quiet, and your unwavering perseverance shatters the boundaries they have set for themselves. You are an expert at rewriting the rules, transforming suffering into fuel, and creating a legacy that scares others who are unable to keep up. The people who hate? The mirror you hold up to their own mediocrity is what they despise, not you. And you're too busy telling a narrative that will be passed down through the years to let them tear you down. They attempt to portray you as the antagonist in their story, but your vision is so big and strong that no one's narrow thinking can hold it back. You are the hero in your own story, because your strength is quiet, steady, and unstoppable, not loud or desperate. You are the force they never anticipated and are unable to resist. And remember this as you keep rising. They might never comprehend, but they will never forget. The world will have to watch while you change the rules for everyone else, since you've already won the game. I encourage you to join this trip if this message struck a chord with you, whether you had that moment of realization or a reminder of your own strength. Press the subscribe button, and together, let's keep rising. More than a simple click, your contribution reflects a shared dedication to brilliance, rewriting the rules, and leaving an enduring legacy. If this resonated with you, please like, comment, and share, because when we come together, we support one another's development. Let's demonstrate our abilities to the globe. You're supposed to be here, not just here. We appreciate your participation in this initiative. May you be blessed.